Hey, so I want to share with you a personal transformation I've been going through in my life and my business over the past couple years. And this is a big one. This is something I wish I knew when I first got started in business 10 years ago when I was 25 years old. Back then, I'll share with you, my primary goal in business was to make as much money as possible. I can't even believe I'm saying that now because I've evolved so much past that, but that was my goal. That's where I was at the time. And there's nothing wrong with making money in business, in a job or anything. But the reason why I was doing that, and the reason why I think a lot of people get into business or want to make a bunch of money, is because I thought it would make me happy. I thought it would fill me up. I thought being able to buy material goods, whether it was nice clothes or a car or a nice place to live, would fill me up and make me happy. What I've come to realize after getting, by most people's standards, quite a bit of success in my life and achieving that goal, making a bunch of money, what I've come to realize is it doesn't work. But I tried to convince myself for several years that it did, and I convinced myself that, I'm not happy, so maybe I just need more. Maybe I just need a better car, a better place to live, nicer clothes. But it never worked. And it frustrated me and it confused me. I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought, why can't I just enjoy this? But we all know, we've all been in that situation where we bought something from a store and we get all excited and we bought it, and then within 7 minutes the feeling goes away. And there's studies that show this. And it's because what I've realized is that the happiness doesn't come from the external world. It doesn't come from material things. And having that as our primary goal is not going to work out. It's certainly not going to make us happy and fulfilled. And this all came full circle for me in the past couple of years, and especially last week. So last year, my business partner, Eben, said, James, you know what? You got to start teaching what you know and sharing with others. And I was super resistant to doing this. I didn't want to do this. I'm not like a person that likes being on videos like this and on stages. And that's why I loved real estate, because I got to be behind the scenes. But he convinced me to do it, and I'm so glad he did now, and I'll tell you why in just a second. But he convinced me to do it, and I started with teaching my very first webinar. And people showed up and got value from it, and several people enrolled in my course. But I was like, oh, you know what? This is great, but I don't know. But I kept going at it, and as you know, I've been doing these videos now for a few months, and it wasn't until last week, Eben and I put on an event in Portland, Oregon, and several people, you who watch my videos, my content, my webinars, were at that event. And here's something I want you to know, is that for the first couple days of that event, I didn't wear my name tag, because I didn't want people to notice me. I didn't want people to come up to me. But here's the interesting thing that happened, is that somebody came up to me and said, hey, James, I saw your videos, I like them. And then somebody else did it, and somebody else said they were on my webinar, and people kept coming up to me and saying that they got value, saying that they learned things, whether it was Carolyn, who talked about how she bought a property for $900,000 that was worth $900,000 for $650,000 after going through my course, or somebody who watched one of these videos a couple weeks ago and upgraded her plane ticket to a premium seat and how much better she felt. And that filled me up more than anything. And what I realized is that that's what truly makes me happy. That's what truly fills me up, and that's why I now do what I do. That's the real why. All the other superficial stuff I had, making money and buying things or going places or having cool experiences, that's all great. And I still do a little bit of that, just like I'm sure in your life you probably will too. But when you can get to this deeper why of what really is going to fill you up, why are you really doing what you're doing, that, what I've come to realize, fills you up with more inspiration, more passion. It keeps you going. It gets you excited more than anything else can. And I'm a huge goal setter, so I love setting, material and tangible goals. But what I've come to realize after meeting with my students face to face and hearing how what I'm doing is able to help them in their life, it's just inspired me on a whole new level. And what I want to encourage you to do is the same thing that I've come to realize, is ask yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? What is the deeper why? Not the ostensible, hey, I want to take a trip or eat at a nice restaurant or anything like that. but what is the deeper why that's going to fill you up with passion, with inspiration? And leave a comment for me below. I'd love to know what it is. I read every single one. Because I believe if we do this, this is how we're all going to do the best. It's how we're all going to put our best foot forward and then start inspiring others. And that's how we all win and all feel good and all are fulfilled for the long term and put our gifts, the best stuff we've got forward for great reasons. So have an awesome week. I'll talk to you next week.